Hey fellas. Well, I saw Terminator Dark Fate earlier this year, as you can tell by my Cyberdyne System shirt I got on, and I ultimately have been trying to work out how I'm going to be doing this review, especially given how my sound's been acting up on my editing software again. I ultimately decided that there are going to be some minor spoilers, so if I say, hey, something that's important, I'm not going to reveal too much in case you're planning on seeing a movie, watching this, so it's like your chance to click away real quick. But there's a good chance, if you have seen it, you're going to know what I'm talking about. So this film is a third attempt to do like a soft reboot of the franchise, and the sixth film overall, Survive Your History, which only takes the first two films as canon, with all the other ones like T3, Salvation, Genesis, and they short their TV show because they're chronicles being set in alternate timelines. But use some elements from those in this one. So it takes place in the near future 2020, and I gotta say, based on current state of affairs, this depiction isn't really much of a stretch anymore, in which a young woman named Donnie, he played by a Natalia Reyes, is is also currently being hunted by an experimental training prototype known as the Rev 9, played by Gabriel Luna, and as a result, an aged Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton, and must form a reluctant alliance with a cybernetically enhanced soldier named Grace, played by Mackenzie Davis, as well as an older T-101 under the alias Carl, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, in order to protect Danny, Annie, and keep the future humanity safe. And I gotta say, hey, with James Cameron returning the series as co-producer and co-writer alongside Billy Ray, who I'm not familiar with, and David S. Goyer of films such as Dark Knight Saga and Man of Steel, I wouldn't know really what to expect going in, but I gotta say that for their attempts to return to like the dark tone in the first two movies, they've mostly succeeded. I emphasize mostly. I mean, because they did put a unique spin on all the concepts at hand. Not everyone worked, I'll admit. And one of the ones that didn't work out so well, I think, was the prologue in 1998, which had some fairly obvious CG use of DAG actors, which, I mean, given how this is the same franchise where the second film, Home Siege, still holds up really well today, hey, it's kind of jarring, and given how the Vanity Place was intercut with archival footage with Stairs from T2, which is kind of interesting. How basically they, I mean, I didn't even have a problem with how they handled Tarkin or Leia in Rogue One, you know. But that said, the film cost reported $185 million, and it shows those with the action scenes and how creative something can be. Especially like how the Rev 9 has the usual skeletal form as well as the polymimetic alloy of the T1000 that can separate into pieces. And how, in many ways, it's kind of like how other films have gone with those trajectories. Like how I know Mike pointed this out in one of his videos on Cinemassacre, or he pointed out how Rambo 3 was really campy, and but the fourth one and I guess that fifth one that just came out, not really looking into that, but are much darker, like the original ones. Like, because I'm one of those people that admits that Salvation had issues, and I guess I was in one of my minorities that like Genesis, kinda. And even though I did acknowledge there wasn't that much blood in, and I still pointed out that a lot of the extra really violent movies type back in 2015, and now this one, and it's delightfully hard R in its storytelling, in its tone. It's how the atmosphere is throughout out very much in tune with the first couple films, and sure, there's still some jokes, but more than land this time around. It's more kind of like a dry, sarcastic kind of humor and horror. So, and the music is also really good. I mean, the score being composed around by Tom Junkie X Hulkenborg, who's worked with Walt Miller and some of his other filmography. Hey, I mean, most notably with Deadpool, and it's not quite so over the top as the action in that movie, but I think that I'm also not sure what's going to happen. I mean, I do kind of like how, regardless of how the film performs, it's tracking domestically similar to the last one they did, though maybe it'll be another hit in China like Genesis and the 3D version T2 were. But it reminded me a lot of kind of like the more ambiguous endings of the first couple movies, as opposed to how the third film, much as I like it, and the other ones ended. The TV show kind of got screwed over and got canceled for its plot was resolved, though, man. So, not my favorite entry in the series. I mean, basically, I I like the first two the best. The third's not without its moments. Salvation my least favorites. I was in mind way to like Genesis, but this definitely is at least better than Genesis. So I'll give it like a solid 3.5 stars before we get into coming attractions. Yeah. All right. We're just gonna get out of the way midway. Much like Pearl Harbor, it's remakes a film which arguably did not need remaking and tends to basically sacrifice historical accuracy for spectacle. I think if I want that, just play the arcade game with the same name. Hey man, as you can tell by my cynicism, I'm not a terribly big fan of Roman Dynamic style filmmaking. He's basically, in terms of action directing, the German equivalent of Michael Bay. Well, at least Michael Bay often has consistent and ability to basically get on the same intellectual levels like a hormonal teenager, and that speaking of that mentality inside almost all of us, man. So I'm gonna say hard pass, which is a shame because I like a lot of the actors involved in the movie. And as for trying to appeal to veterans, it didn't really work for Battleship, and it's not gonna work for this movie. I don't think either. Especially since it's going to open the same time as Doctor Sleep, which I'm more interested in. Zombieland Double Tap. Hopefully, I'll be able to see that relatively soon, especially since I'm going to work on getting my tickets to see Star Wars soon as well when it opens. And it's like sort of like an early Christmas celebration for me. Hey, but I do seem to be off track. Jumanji Next Level. While I may not have liked the last movie as much as some other people did, and so how I feel about all the Christopher Nolan book adaptations, where I think they're great books that maybe not didn't really need to be movies, but it was better than it had any right to be. I especially thought the way they Patriot Walking was also really sweet in it as well, man. And a lot of the principal cast gonna be coming back, as well as some new actors being added to the mix, especially I'm really liking Danny DeVito as one of the crotchety seniors that they're gonna be helping take care of. I mean, reminds of like seeing his character on Always Sunny, albeit in a more family-friendly way. That's kind of interesting, like how we're getting fewer of the traditional Euro type films and more of these kind of of all ages, his feel-good blockbusters spilling over in other parts of the year when they'll be relegated to summer. I mean, or and yep. So I probably won't be seeing it in theaters, but I'll probably be waiting for it to come on TV or rent the DVD when it comes out. Especially since it reminds me a lot of that out-to-late Uncharted movie they're trying to work on in the actual stage. Like how I wouldn't even mind Nick Jonas being like Nathan Drake, or at least young Nathan Drake, or even his brother, if like comes to that, man. So, and last, definitely not least, Jungle Cruise, which, much like Pirates of the Caribbean, is another attempt to try to make a movie out of one of their classic Disneyland rides, and that's series going to be going on hiatus before a reboot comes out. With more of their theme park rides being tabbed for reboots, I am gonna keep an eye on this one. I don't know what to expect from it. I actually was in Hawaii when filming was taking place in 2018, on my first visit to that place, but I guess it's how a lot of adaptations have kind of played out lately, whereas as where they take the material and if you can do something with it, if it that makes sense on film to change, by all means, you can do it if it keeps the original whole whole style intact in some way. I mean, or puts an interesting spin on the material. I mean, heck, I wouldn't even mind if with Disney Plus getting ready to roll out, they apparently trying to reboot the Haunted Mansion, trying to stay away from what the infamous Eddie River film did in favor of seeing take a closer dark spirit of the digital ride. I also wouldn't mind if they try to reboot Tomorrowland, and maybe as animated form because the movie didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, and not counting solos in the performance, I'm not sure that Disney's going to be doing much science fiction work outside in theaters outside of that Star Wars or Marvel. Oh, uh, I'll probably look at the Tron films before the year is out. Hell, I wouldn't mind if they did something like that. It'd be perfect for Disney Plus, but anyway, that's about all I have to say for now. Got other videos I want to get ready to go before I go see the doctor on Tuesday and deal with my next part of the class, so the future is not written. Doesn't wait for fate what we make for ourselves. Later.